Whoa, Chris! What? I thought I saw something around your neck. It must have been a trick of the light. I thought it was the dreaded turtleneck snake. I'd like
I
to
know
find that Pokemon.
Frankie, take us through. Give us a little recap before we dive into our review.
Stormfront and Homelander taking their relationship to the next level. We didn't think there was a next level, but there is. We finally find out what's been going on between Frenchie and Mother's Milk and the story that got them all upset with each other at the beginning of season 1. Frenchie, Mother's Milk, and Kimiko break into the hospital where they find a very scary secret. The Deep is recruiting A-Train to the collective now, I guess. Finally, we have Maeve and her girlfriend finding out her dirtiest secret.
And if you want to be a real superhero, like and subscribe this video. Come along for more of the ride. We got, 2 more episodes left that we're going to be covering in the coming weeks. More videos in between and after. Join us.
Big episode, lots of reveals, lots of payoffs for mysteries that have been set up for a couple seasons now. So, Chris, what'd you think? I loved it.
I loved it. And big introduction of a new character, Lamplighter, who has been talked about in the past but never been seen. Shawn Ashmore of X-Men fame and other things, who's finally got the full reveal of who it was.
Starting with this.
Big reveal, though, of Stormfront is not just, doing her white supremacy game. She's literally a Nazi. She's literally over 100 years old and was a Nazi, is still a Nazi. I don't know. But yeah, she's an old one.
And that was a big one for me because I kept thinking if someone lives for a long time, right, you would assume they would get a little bit wiser, a little more world wary and not be so easily swayed by maybe being racist or something like that. Time would change you, I would think. So it explains a lot. She was at the top of the Nazi regime. It's like, oh, she's like all in on this.
This is her
mission.
identity.
Hi, I'm Stormfront.
She tells Homelander, like, you're it. You're the future. You're what we need. Of course, he's a narcissist. He's like, oh my God. They want me. They need me. Unchecked nationalism and racism together. Yeah. Like, oh, it's perfection.
Oh, he already has that messianic complex. So this is just perfect for him.
Need more soup!
He's got like the flowers. He's going to be like, we're boyfriend and girlfriend and we rough sex in alleyways and stuff. Oh, burns down his trailer. And you're like, ooh, like, oh.
You could tell even she realized he may not be as manageable as she thought. And she has to really be a little more in touch with him emotionally.
Kid gloves with him. Yeah. Elizabeth Shue's character in season 1, manages to kind of like mommy, Oedipus him for quite a while. But then, when the secrets come out with her, it's like, pew! 1, 2, 3. Obviously, prediction: Stormfront and Homelander. There's going to be a falling out at some point. There's no way this is like the perfect arrangement forever. And I want to see that battle. Maybe it's not this season, maybe it's next season, but that at some point there's going to be those two are going to have to kind of face off because they're both just so toxic.
And ultimately, he's a man who can't be contained. He wants to do what he wants to do, and she has an agenda and a goal, and his agenda is himself. That's going to collide.
Who the f*** are you?
I'm just trying to help.
Really?
Billy Butcher and Starlight kind of have to get over their thing. Yeah. Butcher is literally contemplating shooting her. He has this moment of opportunity.
I was like, dude, are you serious?
Yeah, and he's serious. He takes off the safety on his rifle and is like, oh.
I think last episode kind of broke him down with okay, I don't want to hurt Huey anymore. I think he's really trying that.
She calls it. That's like, he's so hateful towards anybody with powers. She compares to Homelander, and that definitely doesn't sit well with Billy.
But she's not that far off the mark.
Not that far off, though.
What's she doing here? She has a lead on Stormfront.
And then she gets forced into killing somebody because Butcher and this other guy kind of escalate a situation and she has to step in,
and we see her cynicism where she's just like, why just put down the gun. She kind of doesn't care that much that she killed the guy.
And it was very telling of oh my gosh, is this how, Maeve becomes just absolutely not affected by, you know, what goes on around him. Huey getting hurt was sort of like a flip on the damsel in distress thing, where they're like, usually the girl gets like kidnapped, or the girl gets possibly mortally wounded. It becomes Starlight and Butcher's like, oh, they come together over Huey's impending, you know, and the fact that he has a rash on his butt and whatever. They really bonding moments.
You said that was gonna work. I said I thought it would.
You know, this episode has a lot of really touching moments, and you know, it's those looks from Kimiko to Frenchie and between Billy and Starlight where you're like, oh man, I feel like the team's really beginning to gel, and which only scares me because it feels like there's a big bad
right. And but it's also like they're
them.
gelling because they all have PTSD now, kind of commiserating almost over like their shared trauma. We finally get a little more Frenchie because he's always been one of the least developed characters. He gets the majority of storytelling in this episode. The whole flashback is really concentrated on him and why he has so much guilt, and you know, why he is the way he is, and how he got recruited into, you know, doing the black bag operations, you know, against Soups and stuff. You know, we got some great Maeve stuff, like we're finding out, what was she gonna have the Deep do? She's going to have him dive down to the bottom of the ocean. And, you know, she wants the black box from the flight that she and Homelander let crash. They don't find the black box, but he finds a, you know, a GoPro, like in a dive case that survived. Very incriminating stuff. But is that going to also torpedo her relationship?
The look on Elena's face was just absolutely horrified. I don't think she could deal with it in that moment at all.
I don't think so either. Elena also has to recognize how dangerous Homelander is. Otherwise, she wouldn't be with Maeve. Like, she's literally sort of with Maeve under the threat of Homelander's violence.
Well, I'm hoping there's understanding there, because I'm beginning to like Maeve a lot more.
I know.
We're getting to peek into, you know, the actual good, idealistic person that's under the, you know, veil of cynicism.
It's like, I feel like Maeve is who Starlight could become. Giant, you know, trouser snakes attacking people, and like, it was just like, a lot of things happened. No, it was cool.
I knew what it was the second it went through.
I was like, oh.
What's going on here? Lottie's making more soup terrorists.
Proto Soups, or I mean, they're not terrorists, they're like test subjects. They're just taking random people and seeing what happens.
Because big reveal, they want to create an Aryan army,
and they don't want to wait to have them grow up, you know, inject adults with Compound V. Stormfront seems to be running points on this. How much is this Vought's plan? You know, because she's also, at least on camera, calling out Vought, like, Vought's not doing enough to protect us. Is that part of the party line, or is that, you know, is she splintering things off?
What are we gonna do? We're gonna sit around and cross our fingers that Homelander's gonna save us?
Stan Edgar and Stormfront have a bunch of emails between each other. But what's weird is, you know, Stan Edgar is not a white person, but it seems like he's in on this. And it's a really, that's the big mystery for me that I know there's going to be a violent answer to.
Hey, you guys go ahead. I'm good.
I'm really excited to see Goran Viznik, the leader of the collective. I think he's a great actor. He's a lot of fun. And he does a great job of commanding power, to, you know, through knowledge, basically, because he can get A-Train to shut up and sit back down, and he knows the pressure points.
And that's how they hold on to you. And they already have some of, you know, A-Train's dark little secrets, but they want to help him. We want to help you. Would you like a Fresca?
Even better, literally, he's like airing his grievances.
Yeah, it's we're having a truth moment.
We can't just kill everyone.
That's exactly what we're gonna do.
Yeah, I feel like the show has a massive amount of momentum at this moment. We're getting a lot of reveals, a lot of great characters, and I'm really excited for the next couple of weeks, and I hope you guys are too. Join us next time, and we'll see you then.